Welcome everyone to this exciting interview segment. Today we have the pleasure of sitting down with Meredith Thomas, star of the Netflix movie The Merry Gentleman, and Lifetime's Make or Bake It. Join us as we delve into Meredith's insights into her characters and the challenges of filming these movies. Thank you for being here with us, Meredith.
Oh my goodness, thank you for having me. What time is it where you are?
7 p.m.
Oh, okay, not bad, not terrible.
Great. So, can you tell us a little bit about your character in Make It or Bake It?
All right, yeah, so it's Make or Bake Christmas on Lifetime. And
Yeah.
so I play Sally, and she is longtime employee of Sweet Bee's Sugar Bakers Bakery, which is owned by Jack A. Harry's character. And so seemingly she just seems like a cheery employee, but she's got a little bit more going on than that. She has a sick daughter, so she needs her health insurance through Sweet D Sugar Bakers. So we find out that. So that's why she loves her job so much, in addition to being an avid cake and cookie decorator. But the cool thing about Sally, which was a bit of a surprise, is that she got a kind of a B storyline where she got to meet someone, and there's a little mystery there as to his intentions, but you'll have to watch to see how that works out in the end. But like most Christmas music movies, there's a usually the love story works out for at least one or two of the characters. So that's I'll give you a hint there.
Yeah. And what initially attracted you to your role in this movie?
Well, as you know, I do a lot of Christmas movies, and a lot of the movies I do with this same production company. It's called Hybrid, and they have been just absolutely amazing for my career. They pretty much started my Christmas movie career. I'd done a couple of Christmas shorts before them, but my first film I did with them was A Christmas in Vermont with Chevy Chase, and that was the beginning. I auditioned for that and got to know them, and from there, practically every year since A Christmas in Vermont, I've done a Christmas movie for them. So they have been wonderful for me. And I go back and forth between naughty and nice characters for them. So this one was nice. This was one of my few nicer characters. Christmas in Vermont, I was a nicer character, and then Sally in Make or Bake Christmas, I was a nicer character. I also get to play some, not so nice boss ladies, which is great fun too.
Yeah. And what do you think makes this movie so special and captivating?
Well, I think that audiences just absolutely love to see Vivica and Jack A. Harry in Christmas movies. Obviously, Vivica has become um, a staple of Lifetime movies in general. People just, she's that face that some of us have just seen, some of us have grown up with, and from Independence Day to so to get to turn on your a holiday movie and see Vivica, and then I was a fan of Jackie on 227 here in the States for years. I mean, she was just such a wonderful diva character. And so I think that anytime we get to see people that we recall growing up watching on a Christmas movie, it just brings us back to that great home feeling. No matter where we came from or where we're spending Christmas, they remind us of growing up, and so that of course. And then it's really nice to have the love story. Everybody wants to tune in for a nice love story at Christmas time too.
Yeah, exactly. And what was it like working with the rest of the cast and crew on set?
Oh, amazing. So I have a long history with this director, David Dakota, who has just given me so many wonderful opportunities, from thrillers to Christmas movies. So we're like a big family over there. as many audience members probably noticed, you see a lot of, we're kind of this happy ensemble. You'll see a lot of us that come back every year, whether it's for a thriller or whether for it's a new Christmas movie. So we have we have a team that knows how to work together, and we know how to get the job done, and get it in on time. And it's just a great fun. And then I think this was Make or Bake Christmas was my, I think, 20th project with Vivica. And Vivica has become a producer of these as well. So she's just a great leader. Like, she sets a really wonderful, positive, optimistic workspace, and I'm really grateful for that. And as I'm learning more and doing more behind the camera work, it's really lovely to watch not only our director David and learn from him, but also see how important it is to create this really warm, supportive environment on set.
Great. And what can you tease about your character journey?
Oh, so Jody and the Merry Gentleman, um, what a totally opposite from Sally and Make or Bake Christmas. So Jody is a big city career woman, kind of I mean, not bragging, but the catalyst for Britt Robertson having to go home for Christmas. So we see her in the beginning of the movie, and she has the um, task of having to fire Britt Robertson's character, and then Britt goes home and maybe finds love, as we know, maybe sees some really stunning abs on really handsome gentlemen, possibly saves her family's struggling music venue, and then, of course, like any good Christmas movie, we can't be sure that it's all going to work out. So you might see Jody pop back in there with an offer that she can't refuse.
Great. And both on Make or Bake Christmas and The
Mm-hmm.
Merry Gentleman, what was your favorite scene or moment while filming them?
Oh goodness. Um, well, let's talk. So as often happens with movies, sadly, not everything makes it in. And in Make or Bake Christmas, I knew in advance because the editor had told me. But it's a very you've got to make sure that you have the length totally right. And for a Christmas movie, on Lifetime, there's going to be commercial breaks. So finding that exact right length to tell the story, knowing there's also going to be commercial breaks. So unfortunately, one of my favorite scenes in Make or Bake Christmas, which is where I really get to know my love interest, didn't make it into the film, and that was really fun because I was working with John Riddell again, who I've worked with many times. In my first movie with David, Dakota, John played my husband. It was a thriller called The Wrong Crush. And so we have worked together over the years again. So he this time he was playing my love interest, and we had a really nice scene. So that was kind of a bummer. But I do have to say that working with my daughter, Scarlett Frank, again, is just always a joy. Scarlett played my daughter in the Peacock film called A Nanny to Die For, and she's just such a sweetheart. So getting to work with my daughter again, my on-screen daughter again, and then sing karaoke was pretty darn fun. And then as far as Jody and the Merry Gentleman, both of my scenes are the best because I have two scenes, like there are two scenes that bookend the film. So
Yeah.
just getting to be able to work with Peter, who I know you chatted with, just be able to work with Peter, because that was actually my first time working with Peter as a director. Peter has produced most of the Lifetime movies that I'm in, some of them he even wrote the story by, but this was the first time that I actually got to work with him one-on-one as a director. So that was really, um, really nice for me. And it was just, as you can see, the designers just did such a good job making my choreographer's office. It looked so fantastic. And it was just two scenes. I got them out fairly quickly because one of them was my audition scene. So, um, but yeah, it was a joy working with them again. I mean, working with Hybrid and then just being on. That's my first Netflix Christmas film. So the whole process was just really fun and exciting. Working with wardrobe designers that I'd worked with before, working with producers that I'd worked with before, but getting to be on my first Netflix film. So I will forever be grateful to Peter and Netflix and Hybrid for that opportunity.
Amazing. So, change of subject.
Uh-huh.
What have been some of the most memorable projects you have worked on throughout your career and why for you?
Oh, wow. So I do, as we know, a lot of Christmas movies, a lot of thrillers, but I have to say there's a couple that stand out as just so I got to be in the official and only music video ever made for Tiny Dancer. For so it's interesting that a music video would be one of the highlights of my career, but to be able to be in an iconic music video for Elton John that will live on forever. It was just amazing. I actually ran into the casting director at a screening the other night and thanked him so much because I was so grateful to have been in that project. In addition to the fact that it's Elton John and one of the most beautiful songs, the the music video ended up being really a love letter to Los Angeles, which is my adopted city. I was 7 years in Alaska and then the rest of my childhood in New Hampshire. But now I've spent my whole adult life in Los Angeles. So I've seen all the ups and downs of this city and so to be in a video that really celebrates what an eclectic, crazy, wonderful city Los Angeles is was really special to me. And of course, it didn't hurt that on his farewell tour, I'm watching Elton John and seeing myself on the huge screen at huge stadiums right behind him. And I got to go to the Forum in Los Angeles and actually bring a couple of my best friends, and we got to see, there I was on that big screen. And while that was happening, while the farewell tour was going on, I would get texts all the time that they saw me. So you never know when, you just never know what gifts and craziness this industry has in store for you. Yeah, I never had Lifetime. We didn't have cable growing up. I didn't have Lifetime. I never had a goal that I, would be on the Lifetime channel that as much as I have been. We Christmas movies were not the genre when I grew up that they are now. It's just exploded. So I've been very lucky to kind of come in at the beginning of that wave and get to ride it. I hope I can ride it forever. And but I've just been really lucky to work with some phenomenal people and on some really special projects.
Amazing. So, a quick question.
Yeah.
By the shows, we are big fans of Christmas rom-coms. What is your all-time favorite?
My well, I it's a close tie, but I between Love Actually and The Holiday. But
Yeah,
I have to say Love Actually. I it's such a phenomenal cast,
yeah,
and I love how the stories all intersect and come together. I think watching Christmas in London is just a treat. It's just, to me, it is the absolute modern classic Christmas movie. Um, and yeah, forever. I will forever. And it cheers me up so much that sometimes I'll throw it on in, the middle of the year just to remember how much fun it is. And I even say lines from it, sometimes in real life because I just love it. I never saw it in the theater. I discovered it later, heard all these people talking about it and discovered it later. And but it's one of the few DVDs that I still own so that I can watch it every single year.
Amazing. So, the last question,
Mm-hmm.
can you tease something about your next projects?
Sure. Yeah. So I worked on a fantastic independent film. Um, it hasn't, not everything has been announced on it yet, but we're hoping to get it some premieres at a film festival this year. But I worked with the amazing Jim O'Hare from Parks and Recs, and he plays my husband, or I play his wife. It has a phenomenal cast. In this movie, I have five children, and all of my children, I'm like proud mama. All of my children in this movie are so talented and so gorgeous. And it is such a wonderful, heartfelt film. It's called Premarital, and we filmed it in the Midwest. We filmed it in Michigan. And I went there for 3 weeks and stayed right on the Great Lakes. And it was just a dream. It was a dream cast. And I'm really, really excited for the world to get to see this really um, funny, special film.
Great. This is it.
Ah,
Make
great.
make sure all of you to go to Make or Bake Christmas on Lifetime platform and The Married Gentleman on Netflix with Meredith.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Meredith, to join us today.
Yeah, it was nice to meet you. Thank you. I'm glad we made it work.
And thank you all for watching. Bye.
Bye, guys.